Welcome to the Ford Everest Platinum. Welcome to the Cradle of Humankind. More on that later. In this review, I'm going to show you what this SUV can actually do. We'll take it for a drive around town, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to explore some of its features. We'll drive it at night, and if you're wondering what's going on in this scene, stick around and I'll let you know. But as you might have already figured out, I took the Ford Everest on a road trip. Can you guess where that is? And not only did I drive it around town, because it's a 4x4, I had to take it off-roading, but don't worry, this won't be one of those boring off-roading videos. This is proper stuff. We've got stars from the jungle, we've got the zebra, we even have a rhino, guys, a whole rhino. But we'll get to all that. Don't stress, there'll be practicality, cost of ownership as always. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us get started. Speaking of getting started, let's start this review by actually starting the Ford Everest. As you saw in my last Ford Ranger review, you can get the Ford Pass app onto your phone and use it to start your vehicle. But today I'm going to show you a cooler way to do it. By the way, this is me giving Apple free marketing. I am not yet sponsored by Apple. I am sponsored by Change Cars though. Anyway, you can get the Ford Pass app onto your watch and do that. Wait for it, wait for it. I mean, come on. That will impress every relative, every co-worker, every in-law, and every baddie on the planet. Anyway, let's take a look at the front of your vehicle. Now, as you can already see, there is a sunroof. I'll get to that in a bit, but first, you get a Bang & Olufsen sound system. It's as banging and as Olufsen as the name suggests. There is some room for some extra storage. You have extra cup holders over there. Mahindra, I hope you're taking note. We need cup holders. One is not enough. Anyway, that is your 12-inch infotainment screen. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. What I'm pressing over there are your heated seats. It also has a heated steering wheel. If you think those things are useless, you don't know nice things. Those are very, very useful, especially on winter mornings and evenings. Anyway, those are your aircon knobs. You adjust your temperature over there, and you've got 2 ports to connect your phone if you want to use cables, and you also have a wireless charger. That is your gear stick, and there we have more cup holders. Good job, Ford. Good job. You open up the armrest and you have more storage over there, and of course a 12-volt socket. The Ford Everest Platinum has different driving modes. There is normal, there is eco, there is tow and haul, and so on and so forth. And to change between the driving modes, you use that wheel over there. On top of it, you can also select which 4x4 mode you prefer, and the button you're looking at right now activates the front camera, which comes in handy when you're parking or when you're off-roading. I used it quite a lot. On the road is where the Ford Everest will really impress you. This top spec Platinum model comes with a 3-liter V6 turbo diesel engine. It produces 184 kilowatts and 600 newton meters of torque. It's a lot. It's got a smooth 10-speed gearbox, and let me tell you, if ever you decide to overtake anyone, it doesn't hesitate, it doesn't struggle, it gets the job done. On top of having an impressive engine, it also comes with a lot of features. What you're looking at right now is the lane keep assist. Basically, the car steers itself around turns, around bends, but you should keep your hands on the steering wheel. For safety reasons, of course. But this is as close to autopilot as you're going to get, because this comes with an adaptive cruise control system. By now you're familiar with the normal cruise control system. It just stays on the speed you set. If you don't brake, it'll keep going. With adaptive cruise control, as you can see, I am not accelerating, I am not braking, so it responds in relation to the car in front of you. If the car in front of you starts slowing down, as you're seeing on your screen right now, the Ford Everest Platinum will also slow itself down to match the car that's in front of you. And likewise, if the cars in front start accelerating, then your Ford Everest will start accelerating as well. You also have other safety features like pre-collision assist. If there's an obstacle or a taxi driver decides to suddenly stop, the car will flash red, encouraging you to brake. If you don't, the car will brake for you. All these systems come together to give you a very safe experience. You feel safe when you're in this car. You're confident, you're not worried, you're not scared. And that's exactly what buyers who want a family SUV are looking for. And allow me to sidetrack a little bit, but this car looks good. It looks really good. In fact, you'll get more attention in this car than you'd get in a BMW X3 or even a Mercedes-Benz GLC. I'm saying it now, I would take this over an X3 any day. True story. I mean, I had traffic cops stop me just to see the car. At Robots, people would wave, they'd clap hands for me, they'll be like, well done, bruh, well done. I'm not even exaggerating, it happened. Even with myself, even though I was driving an Everest, every time I saw an Everest, I'd get excited. This is one of the scenes where we met an Everest driver. There he is, he was happy, we were happy, we waved back. It was a cool moment. By the way, it has blind spot monitoring as well. All in all, this is a good looking car. You could park this at Konka, you could park this next to a Range Rover, it will still look good. In fact, at this point, it's a bit tough for the competition. In terms of looks, spec, technology, this is years ahead of everything. And speaking of technology, usually car reviewers only tell you cars can do this, but they never actually show you. So I decided to show you. This car can park itself. You don't brake, you don't accelerate, nothing. It does everything. To be honest, I was a bit worried because there were cars in front of me, there was a wall beside me. I was not sure, but it knows what it's doing. Proper stuff, guys, proper stuff. I won't even bring up impressing baddies again, otherwise people will start having questions, but come on, this is cool stuff. And you know what else would be cool? A Ford Ranger Raptor. If you'd like me to review the Raptor, let me know in the comments. I know you do, but I just like it when you let me know in the comments. Anyway, I said this was a road trip. I haven't even spoken about the road trip, so let's talk about the road trip. When I had the Ford Ranger XLT, we went to Limpopo and did a proper review over there. If you haven't seen it, link in the description. So this time we decided to head over to the Northwest. The plan was to go see the Cradle of Humankind, and the GPS led us over here. So, long story short, guys, we are not sure if there is a museum or there's an actual place where there is the Cradle of Humankind, or it's here at this area. Like, this is the site. We are not sure. So we just parked and I ended up just taking a video. So we tried searching for the cradle somewhere else. We still didn't find the cradle. To this day, I'm still not sure where we were going, to be honest. So that was that. We never actually found the Cradle of Humankind, so we just decided to keep driving. To be honest, we're just driving. I wasn't even sure where I was going or what I was hoping to find. We thought maybe we'll come across the cradle. There was nothing. We just kept driving. Anyway, while we figure out where we're going, let's take a look at the back seats. Because this car is so high, you'll be happy to know there's a grab handle as you go in. Now, legroom is fine, especially there by your knees. You won't have any issues with space. I was happy, I was fine. Headroom, that is your headroom. I am 174. I was okay, didn't have any issues. Lights, your air vents are up there, and that's where you'll control your heated seats for the back. And that's where you'll adjust your fan speed for your aircon, your USB ports, and there is your plug. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on at the back. And of course, we have cup holders. Nice. Look at how they came out. Proper stuff. Anyway, because this is a 7-seater, another cool feature is that you can slide the seats forward. So if you need more space in the back, you can sacrifice some legroom in front to squeeze in someone at the back. Now, for the parents who watch the channel, don't stress. Child seat, plenty of space. Your baby won't have any issues, and it's very easy to fit. In fact, I got it on one try. Didn't practice this. This just happened. Clicked it once, and it was in, no problems. So if you have like 4 or 5 children or a big family, you might need the extra row of seats at the back. So you just slide the seat forward. It's tight. I'm telling you now in advance. Especially for a grown-up, you are squashed, you are cramped. It's not a comfortable place to be in. Again, it's really just for children. Don't put grown-ups in here unless you're just going to the next stop sign. You can, of course, have the option of sliding the front seat a little bit forward. So if the people who are sitting in front are not that tall, it should work out. Now, that is your key. That is your boot. Let's talk boot space. With all 7 seats up, you have 259 liters. To be honest, I wasn't expecting much, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. You can fit a couple of things in there with the seats up, but if you want to use the full boot space, press the button once and the seats go down. And the best part is they lie down completely flat. So you have a genuinely proper boot over there. You can slide PA suitcase in there, slide the other one in there. I even managed to find the, wait for it, the Mr. How much? Wait for it, pram. Yes, goes in there, not a problem. If you're looking over at the corner and seeing a light, hey, there's load shedding, guys, so you never know. Just drive around with those things. In that configuration, you have a 898 liter boot, and as you can see, you have an electric tailgate. Proper stuff from Ford. Well done. Anyway, while we're reviewing our practicality, I kept on driving. So we kept on driving until we finally came across this, the lion rhino. It's a nature reserve. Anyway, so we decided, let's go see what's there. So we drove there instead. It wasn't really part of the plan, but at that point, I mean, we had no other plans and we had nothing else to do, so we just went there. If you take a quick look at the infotainment screen, you'll notice it says you have arrived. So we just left it like that and just kept on going. Anyway, eventually we found the Lion and Rhino Nature Reserve. And to know we're not lost this time, we actually saw those, a lion and a rhino, so we knew we're at the right place. So of course we went in. This part of the video is important because this is where we'll have our 4x4 part of the review. I am so glad we came here. It was worth it. Anyway, it wasn't free. After paying, you can drive in with your own car, or you can actually go on that safari truck you're seeing right now on the screen. But I was in an Everest Platinum. Of course, I was going to drive in myself. In fact, by the time I was at the gate, I was already changing my terrain response system. I was excited to finally see what this car can do. Anyway, we moved forward. As you can see, I already had my off-roading camera ready. Went by the guard and I showed him that I paid. That's very important, guys. Very important. I was like, yeah, cool, man, you paid. So we went in. As we go in, I would just like to remind you, this Ford Everest comes with 21-inch alloy wheels. 21 inches. It's impressive. When you look at them, you'll think, this one, can it really go off-roading? It can, and it does it very well. While I was there was never a road I came across and thought, the car will have issues here. Nah, it just took everything as easily as it would driving on a highway. I even had the opportunity to drive it down sort of a slope, sort of a hill, I don't know. I put it on 4 low and it did very well. I mean, it's built for this. It's built for this. I know we buy these cars and we just use them as city cars, but it's good to know that if ever you want to go out on a weekend and try some safari driving, it can. By the way, I'm not a fan of long reviews, and if I'm not careful, I'll make this a 30-minute review. So let's quickly jump to our prices. But before we do, what you're looking at right now is mud. And if you're wondering, why am I showing you mud? It's because if you haven't seen my Mahindra Scorpio N review, you should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Now we can get to prices. As I always like to point out, cars are not getting any cheaper. 5 months ago, when I reviewed this car, it was 33,400 Rand cheaper. Now, this top spec Ford Everest 3-liter V6 Platinum comes in at 1,146,500 Rand. On finance, that is 22,414 Rand at 12% interest over 72 months. And a full tank will cost you 1,714 Rand, and an insurance premium of 4,000 Rand will bring your total cost of ownership to 28,128 Rand. When it comes to some peace of mind, you get a 4-year, 120,000 kilometer warranty. And with regard to your service plan, as you all know by now, it is sold separately. And if you haven't noticed it by now, you're actually watching a special episode. Normally, I would call it the 25K special, but no, this is a 100,000 subscriber special. Why am I calling it that? Because it sounds like a bigger number. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Remember, about 5 months ago when I reviewed this car at Ford in Woodmead, it was a test drive. Even though that review is at almost 500,000 views, it was still at a dealership. Now we have the car, now we can review it properly. Thank you for your support, and please don't stop sharing the channel. When you're done with this review, share it on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, on your Facebook. Actually, leave Facebook, on your TikTok. Whatever you can do to get the word out, I'll appreciate it. And for those who are saying, wanna hear how good the sound is, don't stress. To avoid all the stuff with copyright, I'll put the sound system on my Instagram. I'll put it on my stories. I'll play a song. You can watch it there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that is my Instagram page at Real Mr. How Much. That is my Twitter page at Real Mr. How Much. That is my TikTok page at Real Mr. How Much. Anyway, let's get back to our review. For those who want to see the rhinos and the zebras and all the other things I couldn't post, I'll put them as the end credit scene. Let me finish with this. You have ambient lighting, but it's just one color. You can't change it. That's just how it is, but it's alright. Can't really complain. Any ambient lighting is better than none at all. You also have automatic lights. They set themselves on bright when they see it's too dark. I didn't even notice there was someone crossing the road until the lights came on. Thank you, Ford. And then when there's an oncoming vehicle, the lights go back to normal. By the way, if you're from Brits, shout out to you. Mr. How Much was in your town. So the next day, we actually decided to continue on with our mission to find the Cradle of Humankind. We woke up early. We decided to drive through Hartbeespoort just for the vibes, you know. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. PA is getting really good at the camera work. Well done, PA. Well done. Anyway, I might visit this place again properly. Harties, I mean. Properly with another vehicle on another road trip. Stay tuned for that. But we decided to go through there on our way to the Sterkfontein Caves. We were sure we'd find the Cradle of Humankind there, but before I tell you about that, there are two features I forgot to mention. First, you have a proper 360-degree view camera, which makes parking very easy. This car is easy to drive. As big as it is, you'll never struggle to park it. And of course, my favorite feature of all, you have a proper panoramic sunroof. And this panoramic sunroof made it possible to get some of the best shots we could get while we're on the trip. I mean, how else would you do this in other cars that don't have sunroofs? I'm not going to mention names. Come on, Toyota, give the people a sunroof. It's all they want. Just give them a sunroof. Coming back to our V6 Platinum, you probably want to know what the fuel consumption is. The claimed fuel consumption is 8.5 liters to the 100. Yeah, good luck getting that. I was averaging around 11, 12, 13, but altogether with the off-roading, the highway and city driving, I averaged around 13 liters to the 100. Now, as I conclude this road trip, I'd like to tell you day 2 of the road trip was just a complete waste of diesel because we went through Harties, we're looking for the cradle. The GPS sent us to a wrong location again. So after that, we decided to go to the caves. We knew we'll find something there. Hopefully, surely we'll find something there. But once again, we were wrong. By the way, this is not a drone shot. This is what happens when you have a sunroof. Anyway, when we got to the Sterkfontein's gate, it was closed. I don't know if there's another gate, but the one we found was closed. So we just gave up and went back home. And to everyone watching this who owns a Ford Everest, please share your ownership experience in the comments below, just to help the next person who's interested in buying this car. And as you know, I name all my cars, so I decided to name this one Haaland. And if you're wondering why I named it after Erling Haaland, well, that's easy. That's because it's a winner. I would have named it Man City, but I didn't want to offend Arsenal and Man United fans, so decided to just go with Haaland. And much like Haaland, all the other teams know when they see it, this car is a winner. This car is excellent. This car is leagues above the rest. Well done, Ford. Well done. By the way, don't forget to check out my sponsor, changecars.co.za. They have partnered with Discovery Insure. If you want an insurance quote, you can check it over in their website. I'll leave a link in the description. For new and used cars, you'll find them on the site as well. For those interested in seeing some additional scenes from the road trip, I'll put them as the end credit scene. But to everyone else, from me to you, until the next one, take care.